Welcome. Today we're doing Final Fantasy XIV, the Warring Triads Trials. That's 3 bosses I hope to get through tonight, plus a little story in between. So yeah, here we go.
Disabling Sephiroth's restraints now. Good luck.
Okay. Oh shit. Shit. God damn. Okay, so this is a challenge. I like this. they got it. Okay. It's always nice to receive a player commendation. Commendation. That's cool. Uh, One sec. You did it. I've seen you in action before, but never against anything that big. My legs kept telling me to run, but I just couldn't tear myself away. I don't think I blinked once during the whole battle. A hero, tried and true. If only I had possessed such strength. Yustola, this is Kirwe. Icon eliminated. Oh, if only you could have seen it. You gave Sephiroth the mother of all rude awakenings. And your distraction was perfect. We encountered not a single Imperial soldier. Yes, understood. Let's swap tails at the Rising Stones, then. On our path to the control chamber, we discovered a number of dormant thralls. It would seem the machines that preserve their forms also hold them in a state of torpor. We need not fear them summoning their deity anew. In short, our work here is done, for the present at least. Let's go home, shall we? Your senses are sharp, young one. I am Ragula van Hydrus, legatus of the 6th Legion, and it would seem that damnable woman and her accomplice have let me merry dance through the thickest of infernal island defenses. To think that I had pursued them. I shall withdraw for now, my lesson learnt. I doubt it. You Garleans never learn. You covet the means to enslave primals, but in your headlong dash to control that which you do not understand, you show less wisdom than the very beast tribes that summon them. I have no interest in crossing blades with children. Life grows strong, and mayhap one day you will warrant my attention. Live grows strong. I look back when you weren't there. Did something happen? Not of consequence. I mistook a shadow for a man. Just what are you hiding beneath that mask of yours, A longing for hope? An appetite for power? A lingering sense of regret? And do I detect a desire to test your strength against a certain hero? Is that what your gift tells you? No, those were just wild guesses, but I wonder if some few of my words didn't strike close to the mark. Or mayhap more than a few. Be at ease, Holly. I have no supernatural ability to read minds. The echo simply allows me to comprehend, regardless of language, that which a fellow being would have me know. You need not mask your heart as you do your contents. That was a performance then? A ruse to uncover my true nature? I see. I shall have to keep my wits about me. So, warrior of light, how did it feel to strike down so great a foe? You must tell me more of the experience once our meeting with your colleagues is concluded. So, through thine all surpassing skill at arms, do we now take our first step in righting this star of the warring triads' baleful presence. Oh, the way you talk. And in such wise do we lessen the burden bequeathed unto us by this vainglory of Alag. Know, however, that the two icons which remain are thought equal in might to Sephiroth, and might yet exceed him. Ere thou proceed, I would counsel thee to marshal thy strength and give careful thought to thy preparation. Assuming the Garleans afford us the luxury of time, even now they grasp for the means to dominate primals, blind to the technology's potential for calamity. My master taught me that the entity known as Sephiroth was the world's first sacred tree, elevated to godhood by the belief of its worshippers. There is no power more fearsome than that born of unconditional faith and unbending ideal. 'Tis plain that your master found in you a willing student. Tell me, was it he who taught you of Allegan technology's potential for calamity, or are those your own words? 'Twas but a figure of speech, nothing more. When last we met, I thought I caught a glimpse of the boy behind the mask, but it would seem your defenses are firmly back in place. Must you persist with this infuriating veil of secrecy? I, for one, would very much like to know who this master's of yours is, amongst other things. As long as our purposes align, what matter my affiliation? It matters a great deal. I do not ask out of idle curiosity. If we are to fight as comrades, we need to be able to trust each other. One wish note, I should apologize for my earlier trickery. It was merely an attempt to get to the heart of an enigmatic companion. Truth be told, I was rather glad you reacted as you did. No person of your age has any business being calm and aloof all the time, much as you might wish to be. Anyway, we had best be off. Do send word if there are any further developments. A companion now, am I? I am troubled, warrior of light. The 6th Legion will not soon surrender its pursuit of Allegan technology. While it's true that the 6th suffered heavy losses in attempting to breach Asliath's defenses, the Legion is still very much a force to be reckoned with. Left to his own devices, it will not be long before the Legatus moves to... Pray excuse the interruption, but a call to this link pearl can only come from one of your fellow scions. Archon Yastrola, what news? And you're quite certain they have broke through? Yes, of course, we shall leave immediately. It would seem the thing I feared the most has come to pass. The Garleans have succeeded in dispelling the barrier Urianger placed upon the entrance to the research facility. We must intercept and destroy them before they acquire the means to control the primal entities. Archon Yastrola requests that we assemble at the scene of the intrusion. Pray depart at once. I will join you when I have informed the other scions of this development. I see. We are the first to arrive. No matter, your colleagues should be here anon. They were wise indeed to keep this area under surveillance. Had the Garlean slipped by unnoticed, I dare not think of the consequences. Archon Ystrola set forth for Aslia when it became apparent that the Legatus was attempting to breach the barrier, and arrived to find that he had succeeded. We must hope that he has yet to find his prize. Well met, Unakala, and thank you for answering my summons so swiftly, Yo. We shall be glad of your presence should we meet with the 6th Legion, as seems all but certain. As you may be aware, this facility houses some of Valor's most advanced technology. According to Urianger, sought to deny the Empire's easy ingress by weaving a ward of singular potency. Not singular enough, it would seem. I would be surprised if the Legatus had not reached the core laboratories already. 'Tis passing strange. I wove the ward in accordance with the most closely guarded teachings of the Archmages of Charlian. Naught was left to chance. Not. 'Tis well known that the children of Garlemald have no talent for arcane manipulation, nor hath the Empire more than a cursory knowledge of sorcery. That they should succeed in unraveling so complex a skein of magecraft, and with such surpassing swiftness, 'tis passing strange. That it is, Urianger, but it's a mystery for another day. Archon Ystrola has the right of it. Before all else, we must prove to safeguard the knowledge which enabled the Allegans to harness primal energies. Of particular concern is the Genesis expression, an aether-miracle formula that allowed the scholars of yore to create substance from nothingness. I know of no such formula. Whence came you by this information? From your enigmatic master, perchance? He did furnish me with the morsel, yes. And knowing exactly which prize the Legatus now seeks enables us to predict his position. Do you not see? We have been gifted the perfect opportunity to remove the head of an entire legion. I didn't think you quite so bloodthirsty, Unokba. I'm never gonna get that name right. Surely safeguarding secrets should take precedence over slaying the Legatus. Kiri's sentiments reflect my own, yet the two objectives need not be mutually exclusive. What say you, Urianger? Urianger? Ah, forgive me, my thoughts were bound up in idle imaginings. In answer to thy questions, my lady, I am content to be led by thee in this matter. Right, I've enabled the facility's teleporters. Shall we? You dwell on the matter of the barrier. I do. Verily, 'twas a one-boarding spell of labyrinth intricacy, the brainchild of the head of the students of Beldisson himself. Even the most learned Archon would require some several moons to disentangle such an enchantment. To do so in mere bells would require some preternatural power akin to the very echo itself. Okay. Wasn't expecting a duty.
In the name of the Emperor!
Okay. I guess you guys are just gonna chill here. If more come, I'll handle. Okay. After the Legatus. And still they come. Press on, yo. I will handle this. I have exposed the bones of their work, now to extract the marrow. Even in the moment of my triumph, you persist in your misguided crusade. So be it. I shall present my prize to the Emperor alongside your head.
Savages. Savages. Can you withstand this? There is nowhere to run! Can you withstand this? Can you withstand this?
Come on.
Enough!
Ooh. Not that bad. Yo. The Tomalith is unbreached then. Kyrie. My wounds will not slow my blade should you seek to bar my path. And you would slay me, no doubt, but it would be your final act. What madness afflicts you, Eorzean fools? The Emperor but desires a means to shackle the Icons and their destructive appetites. Why do you rail against your own salvation? It is not for man to wield such power. The primal energy your Emperor seeks to contain would be a kindling waiting for a spark. Forget not the white raven, Legatus. The three, like thee, he presumed to wield the power of the Alag, and invited the calamity in so doing. This star's fate is too important to be decided by one man, a warmongering savage least of all. Have care, boy. You speak of my emperor. But dying here in defense of his honor will not further his cause. Well, I appear not to be dead. Ow, ow. Kirile. I may have cracked a rib or two, but I'll be fine, honestly. Our foes gave no quarter. Had Umkala stinted in his defense of thee, thou mayst be certain thy hurts would be far worse. I could do no less. Mistress Kirile is here at my behest, after all. The secrets of Alag are safe for the present, though 'tis doubtful the Legatus will return to Garlemald till the prize he coveteth lies deep in his grasp. Then we must redouble our efforts to protect this place. Kirile and I will place additional seals upon the Tonalith. Unkala. I appreciate you staying by my side. Thank you. "'Twas not. Oh, please, it was a good deal more than that, you know it. Let me help you. When a woman thanks you for saving her life, the customary response is, "You're welcome." You are welcome. Ah, Arianje, are the new wards already in place? My colleagues yet toil upon their enchantments. I come unto thee in secret, that I might question thee outside their hearing. Question me? I would speak with the one who undid my subtlest magecraft, he who invited Imperial Legatus into the facility, in hopes of engineering the man's demise at the hands of the Warrior of Light. you accuse me of masterminding this day's events. The plan may have been thy master's, but the deed was thine. Thou didst lure the legatus of the 6th Legion into a trap from which he was not intended to emerge. 'Tis plain to me now that thy seeming opportunism in proposing his elimination was feigned, and that his death was the object of thy plan from the first. And you have proof of this? Thine own words betray thee. Thou didst speak of the Empire's desire to claim the Genesis expression, the existence of which even the learned Mistress Kirle was ignorant. Whence then did the legatus come by such definitive knowledge? And then there is the matter of mine unraveled ward. Excuse me. None save one possessed of an otherworldly gift could have so swiftly effected its dissolution. Now thee of another blessed with such? Assuming these accusations have merit, what then? Full many times and oft doth the pursuit of truth lead men down darkened paths. I take no issue with thy purpose, 'tis thy method I would call into question. In the Garlean Empire we have a common foe. Hast thou designed to share thine intentions with your Mistress Kirle? 'Tis like that we would have closed the trap with less risk to life and more success. I sought to use the most dangerous secrets of Alag as bait. Who amongst you would agree to such a reckless plan? None, and with good cause, irrespective thou wert remiss in thy duty to thy comrades. I note with some disappointment that in matters concerning the primals and those who would control them, the cold rationality upon which thou so pridest thyself is conspicuous by its absence. Know that the salvation of this star is an end too vast for any one of us to accomplish alone. Shouldst thou fail to trust thy comrades, I foresee thy actions precipitating some terrible misfortune. Indeed. My sincerest apologies, yo. Irion J is right in his suspicions. It was I who orchestrated this encounter with the Empire. I would ask that thou forgive Umcum High this transgression, and keep mention of it from Mistress Kirle. Would be a pity for one foolish decision to wither their budding camaraderie ere it had a chance to bloom. There you are, you rotten idler. When Yastola realized we were struggling with the wards alone, she was absolutely livid. Ah, never mind the warring triad. I have awoken Archon Yastola's temperous wrath. In supplicant mood shall I return at once, and there atone for mine indolence. Come, yo, it's time we return to the Rising Stones. Once again, I must apologize for acting without your consent or counsel. As a gesture of repentance and a sign of good faith, allow me to share something of myself with you. As Iriange suggested, I propose the gift of the echo. I possess the gift of the echo, though it is of a nature different from yours. Regardless, I would use my gift for self-same purpose, the salvation of the star, and nothing poses a greater threat to the world than the proliferation of primal harnessing technology. This I know only too well. What I am about to divulge concerns the fate of another star entirely. On this other world, a magic was devised that allowed the realm's champions to use a stone known as Ursite to contain the power of the primals. So armed, these heroic souls conquered god after god, oblivious to their weapons' fatal imperfection. Its propensity to bleed primal energies. And with each victory, the heroes changed, transforming at last into the fiends of endless appetite. Insatiable in their hunger for ether, they ultimately went to war over the star's ever-dwindling life force, and fought until there was nothing left. Thus, as Iriange so astutely observed, when I am faced with those who rush to embrace power unchecked, I lose all semblance of rationality. Know that my master too cares deeply about the fate of this star. I am his servant, his instrument, sent here to ensure that the same tragedy does not consume another world. Okay. Warrior of Light, if this world is to survive, we must needs move forward with our plan. Another pillar of the warring triad must be toppled. The question of which has already been answered. Following our encounter with the Legatus, Archon Histola detected erratic etheric waveforms emanating from the sector containing the icon Sophia, known simply as the Goddess in former times. Such readings can mean only one thing. She is close to awakening. Let us return to Aslia forthwith and put an end to this primal deities, lest she rise again in all her terrible glory. Sphinx. We appear to be the first to arrive. Shall we await our colleagues here? Could the 6th Legion have returned? Yo, Ukaloha. We're under attack. Yashtola and Orianje have engaged the foe not far from here. Hello. You. First Demiurge. The first Demiurge. Rarely is my shield thus tested. 'Twould seem the Alligans have not been lax in their recruitment. Think you so? Mayhap your arm merely withered whilst you lay idle. Still your tongues, we have stalled them long enough. With scales in hand, the goddess shall arise and righteously cast off her cursed pall, that she, with wrathful worm-making at her side, might judge and thence bring balance unto all. Hear my words and despair, Alligans. Our goddess is awoken. Your civilization has birthed the instruments of its own undoing. Okay, so why does he think we're Alligans? 'Tis well that you are here, yo. I should like to know what our assailants were saying. You understood their words, did you not? Oh, that's why. The only person that could explain doesn't talk. 'Twas a Mercidian dialect, if mine ears do not deceive, though one which bears scant resemblance to any spoken in recent times. As for our antagonist's meaning, I do gladly defer to those blessed with the echo. The one with the shield seemed to think we were Alligans. Oh yeah, Kirille. Felt like there could have been a whole conversation there. He recited what sounded like a verse of prophecy, then claimed that their goddess is awoken. Is that about right, yo? And might we assume that this deity of theirs is the very icon we've come to topple? Aye, from their tongue, their words, and their attire, 'tis like that our antagonists were Mercidian thralls to goddess Sophia and victims of the Alligans' incursions. If, as Kirille claimeth, they thought us agents of Allag, 'tis little wonder that they sought to bring us low. You suggest that Sophia's servants have been liberated from their containment? Then we have no choice but to accept the word of her awakening as truth. Gods help us, the warring triad have proven formidable enough when we've roused them up with a fraction of their true strength. Should Sophia break free at the peak of her powers, Yo and her friends won't stand a chance. Let us be about it then. Yo, Kirille, Unkalha. The three of us will make directly for Sophia's containment facility. Arianje and I will do what we can to occupy the Icon's thralls. Mistress Kirale, do you perchance recall the words of the prophecy in its entirety? Ah, let me see. I believe it was, with scales in hand, the goddess shall arise and righteously cast off her cursed pall, that she, with wrathfully worm-making at her side, might judge and thence bring balance unto all. Okay. Alright. I'll be right back with another trial. Another boss. Okay.
I leave the goddess in your capable hands. Just watch out for her worshippers.
Dude.
The unenlightened come. Know you the full weight of death.
Shit. Thank you.
To me, my faithful. Come forth, scales of revelation. I would know the weight of your souls. Can you bring equilibrium? I shall tip back the balance.
Shit.
Sin must be balanced with suffering.
God damn, Sophia is no joke.
Daughter, be the bearer of my wisdom.
Ooh! Fuck yeah. I see the goddesses no more. No more. Well done. Once Kirile and Unkaha have rejoined us, we may safely depart. One thing yet puzzles me, however. How did Sophia's servants come to wake from their slumber? I believe we have the answer to that. We discovered the remains of a Garlean soldier in the adjacent sector of the containment facility. 'Tis like the fool ventured too close to Sophia during the Emperor's previous incursion, and was enthralled for his troubles. Another reminder, if any are needed, as to the incalculable threat posed by these beings. The goddess would not even have been conscious when she claimed the man's will, and yet his mistake granted her the means to release her servants, and would have resulted in her own liberation had we not been on hand to intervene. I do much wonder what the Icon's pawn was capable of so effectively manipulating the facility's containment systems. How came he by such rarefied knowledge? That too is easily explained. During our investigation, Kirile discovered a subtle flaw in one of the mechanisms which held the goddess in check, a flaw which had plainly been added intentionally. Upon examining the facility's records of the period, we were able to piece together the story. It was a time towards the end of the Third Astral Era, when the peoples of Mericidia faced extinction at the hands of the Allegan Empire. Sophia, a being of incomparable cunning, was said to have communicated certain plans to her servants through the medium of a trusted oracle. Following the oracle's instructions, they duly conspired with the rebel faction within Allag, who, we believe, agreed to tamper with the prison intended for Sophia, and then the goddess and her thralls chance to be captured, though we suspect that this had always been their plan. Indeed, the prison was situated at the heart of Alag, and we think they intend to attack the city from within. They would merely have us wait for the rebels to exploit the weakness in their confines. But the conspirators' dealings with the Mercidians were exposed before they could enact their plot, and all were summarily executed. It seems that the flaws itself remain undiscovered. However, the might have remained so until the end of days had it not been for the actions of the Archbishop and subsequently the Garleans. I cannot help but wonder what might have come to pass had their scheme been successful. Mayhap the answer lies in the prophecy. Kirille hath the right of it. Its words may be deciphered thus: the cursed Paul speaketh of Sophia's prison, from which she was supposed to emerge at the agreed hour. The Worm King, meanwhile, can be none other than the great Bahamut himself, then yet a prisoner whom the goddess did intend to unleash upon Alag to set right the scales of justice. A foolhardy plan. Had it come to fruition, the two of them would surely have razed the realm. Naught would have spared the devastation, the Mercidians' homeland included. Their home already stood on the brink of oblivion. Mayhap they wished for naught else but to purge the poison of Alag with primal fire. The tale teaches us that even the greatest of man's creations may yet be brought low by a single act of treachery. The Alagans were fools to place their trust in technological bondage. To shackle such beings is but to delay the inevitable. Naught save their total destruction shall free us from their menace. Let us return now to the Rising Stones, and there consider the final step of this most needful task. The threat posed by this facility is far greater than you imagine, Urianger, and one not limited to the icons themselves. Sophia's remaining servants must be put down. Deactivating status chamber support systems will result in subject termination. Enter identification code to continue. Oh. Identification code accepted. Subjects terminated. Jesus. I just watched the whole thing. Okay. Is that is that a Miss Warrior of Light? Archon Yestola mentioned that there was a matter she wished to discuss. Well met, yo. You will forgive me if I seem curt, but I would settle an account with our young friend. While conducting a final sweep of Sophia's containment facility, we discovered that all of her remaining thralls had perished in their stasis chambers. That was your doing? Aye, it was. I chose to act upon the knowledge revealed within the tombstone we recovered. The true purpose of these prisons is far more horrifying than we first assumed. The Alligans were not simply observing the icons and siphoning away their energies. They were conducting experiments in preparation for a far more ambitious project. If you recall, both the fiend and the goddess were imprisoned within massive spherical structures. These spheres were the prototypes which paved the way for the successful construction of an artificial celestial body. You speak of dull mode. Aye, the Icon's cages are unmistakably of the same design as the Red Moon. To be plain, the research facility contains the seeds of 3 calamities which might feasibly be visited upon a chosen target. Eliminating one of them necessitated the destruction of the goddess' slumbering thralls, a distasteful task unbefitting one such as the Warrior of Light. Thus did I resolve to perform the deed myself. You have made your case, and it is apparent that we are not in full possession of the facts. Nevertheless, your notion of what may or may not be expected of you is presumptuous in the extreme. When the Warrior of Light chose to join the Scions, she did so in the knowledge that she would be required to face and destroy not only the primals, but also their fanatical servants. That's why that which you term a distasteful task is an essential part of our calling, a burden which every scion is sworn to shoulder. I see. 'Twould seem I misjudged the depth of your resolve. No matter. Assuming I have made myself understood, we need not speak of it again. There is, however, one other subject which merits discussion. You determined that Sophia's thralls were awoken by a Garlean soldier who had somehow gained access to the containment area, did you not? If that is the case, it seems highly doubtful that the interloper wandered into such a dangerous part of the facility by chance. Dissidents with the Empire claim that the 6th Legion is rife with agents under orders to thwart the Legatus mission by any means necessary. Lest you imagine that we have allies in Garlemald, I should clarify that their motive is wholly uncharitable. Regula van Hydrus rose to the top of the Garlean military on merit alone, and is fiercely loyal to the Emperor for recognizing his efforts. His compeers, by contrast, rose through the favor of the established order, and would accordingly do anything to see him fail. That they would be so reckless, you truly believe the actions of these agents contributed to the recent crisis? Aye, and that they pose no less a risk to the realm than those loyal to the Emperor. Plainly, we must needs do all in our power to prevent the technologies of the lag from falling into the hands of man. On that point, at least, we have ever been in complete agreement. Greetings, warrior of light, but one pillar of the warring triad remains. Zervan, the icon known as the demon. According to the histories I have uncovered, this monstrous being was worshipped by a race of Mericidian beastmen. These creatures are the key to maintaining Zervan's manifestation, and we can be sure that many such thralls will be imprisoned somewhere within the research facility. It is imperative that we determine their exact location as swiftly as possible. We dare not risk repeating the near disaster we suffered at the hands of Sophia's servants. As such, your fellow Scions have already begun an exhaustive search, but there are several sectors which only you, Kyrie, and I can enter without fear of enthrallment. Let us make our way to Aslia forthwith and aid the investigations. Yo, it's good we caught you. The facility has been swarmed by Imperial troops. By their standard did we judge them soldiers of the Sixth. Aye, once more doth regular Van Hydrus stretch forth his hand to seize the forbidden fruits of Alag, and once more have our meticulous wards been swept aside like so many cobwebs. Your meddlesome wards were destroyed from within by the pulsating energies of an icon. Nay, put up your weapons and listen. The followers of Zervan have awakened and they toil to rouse their master. The demon's worshippers yet slumbered when we confronted Sophia. Could the tampering of her thralls have been more widespread than we thought? They shared a common enemy. 'Tis not unthinkable that they would seek to free all those the Algens had imprisoned. Yes, the cage doors open, and whilst you stand here quibbling over who picked the locks, my soldiers are inside the facility risking their lives and their sanity. They have volunteered to face death to prevent servants from waking him in the fullness of his power. Now, assuming you have at last understood the gravity of the situation, it is time that I rejoin them. But you cannot hope to succeed. The icon will enslave the minds of any who draw near. Thus did I seek out those with power to resist his influence. Aid us, and mayhap my men will not perish in vain. You propose an alliance. I have delved into the depths of this place and found its technology wanting. These mechanisms have failed to hold their prisoners, and such broken artifacts are unfit to bring before the Emperor. Twice have you bested me in combat. Will you now lend me that strength and stand against our mutual foe? 'Twas in opposing your reckless scheme that Yazale was lost to us. You expect us to simply forgive and forget all that has come before? Yazale. Oh yeah, man, I miss her. I expect you put aside your emotions and use your better judgment. But of course, I am dealing with savages. I will not stand here and justify the death of an ice maiden. We pursued our ideals and you pursued yours. Such was the result, and mayhap you might consider another point. In these endless clashes, we have all lost comrades dear to us, yet I choose to put aside past grievances to beg your champion's aid, to appeal to your reason. Thou art willing to build a bridge of common purpose upon such tremulous foundations. I too am hesitant to accept this arrangement, Archon Yastrola, but the offer has been made to the Warrior of Light, and 'tis her involvement which shall ultimately sway its outcome. I shall abide by Yo's decision. Zervan must be stopped. I cannot fight alongside the Empire. Ellipses. Normally I'd do ellipses, but Zervan must be stopped. Then for better or worse, we shall fight at your side. Mistress Kirile and I are also resistant to primal influences. We shall aid you where we can. Then let us be on our way. Our companions have already passed through to the research facility. We should not lag behind. The demon stirs. Like a suckling babe, he feedeth upon the aether siphoned unto him by his thralls. We must needs deprive him of the sustenance. Then we destroy those devices. Hold, witness your soldiers. They have turned one against the other. Even half awake, Zervian corrupts and converts those who enter his aura. The three of us then, Yo. Unkalhi. We rush in together and each disable a generator. We cannot give them the chance to rally a defense. There are 4 mechanisms by my count. If I can avoid the icons, miasma, my blade will make short work of the last one. We, all of us, have pledged our lives to keep your lives. I would rather you tend to my fallen. Some may yet survive with their minds intact. I know not if my strength will be enough. I am no champion. The battlefield is no place for uncertainty, boy. Fate has blessed you with a unique talent and an occasion to use it. Do not waste such a gift. We strike. Good. God's servant is Unkaha. Ra. Oh, that's cool. That's not cool. Holy shit. Damn. He slumbers once more. You saved me. Why? I told you, boy. Yours is a gift too precious to waste. A gift the Emperor may one day have need of in his war upon the untamable icons. Emperor Varus, he raised me up from the ranks, stood against my detractors. I gladly give my life in his service. You must finish this. Slay these leeches upon our star. Kill them all. Kill Servan. I know that wasn't supposed to be funny, but it made me laugh. We must needs withdraw and prepare our assault. At the cost of his very life, the legatus hath prized open for us a window of opportunity. Oh. The research facility crawls with Zerfan faithful, and they will not cease in their efforts to rouse him. If you would honor the legatus sacrifice, then you must slaughter those fiends to the last. Forgive me if I show a little gratitude for my rescue. It is said that the Emperor and Von Hydrus were childhood friends. Foul fortune that we should be the ones to bring news of his death. R.I.P. I had thought Regula a cold and ruthless man, but he showed surprising compassion for his soldiers. And it also seems he placed great trust in his emperor. If Regula could be convinced that the technology for containing primals is fatally flawed, then mayhap Varus can be convinced as well. 'Tis not often that I dare approach so closely to entities such as Zervan. How sharply am I reminded of the burden we place upon those whom are blessed with the echo. These wounded soldiers will live, but further battle is beyond them. I have counselled them to remain here until their compatriots arrive to bear them home. He's dead. Had I only been stronger. Enough of that. There will be time for regrets after we've rid the world of Zervan. Kirille has the right of it. The demon has fallen back into torpor for now, but we must act swiftly if Regula's death is to have meaning. The survivors speak of an army of thralls loose in the facility, and we must assume that these followers continue their efforts to awaken the icon. Let us then concentrate upon diverting them from their task. Mistress Kirille and Master Unakawa, these secure the controls to Zervan's shackles and limit the restoration of his might. Archon Yastol and I shall forge ahead and strike down those thralls as would seek to harry you. Warrior of Light, thine is as ever the most perilous duty. Gather to thee thy trusted companions and extinguish from this realm the fires of the demon himself. Okay. The Logatus spoke truly. The thick of battle is no place to question oneself, and I will accept any forthcoming duty with certitude or not at all. It's a different dialogue. When I volunteered for this mission, it was in the knowledge that my death would serve a greater purpose. We fell too quickly, too quickly. We will bear the Legatus remains back to Garlemald. His favored blade was shattered, but may our own weapon claim vengeance in its stead. The last pillar of the warring triad is set to fall. Let us set this to an end, yo. Okay, and we'll be right back with the last trial of the warring triad. Doing a fate. While I wait for the trial. Well, looks like I don't get to finish the fate. That was a good way to pass time. Alright.
There's been enough sacrifice for one day. We must take the chance we've been given and defeat Zurban now!
Did not expect that.
Good and evil, the war eternal. My doubt is fled. I shall rise above all. Bear witness to my will. Bow to mine infallible judgment.
Whoa.
Suffer in endless torment.
Ow. Got this. Are you serious?
Suffer in endless torment.
dedication cost me this contest. Suffer in endless torment.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Yep. Curse of having to watch the cutscene. All good though. Incredible as always, yo. Hopefully that will be the last our world sees of the likes of Zervan. Every one of his foes has been slain as far as we can determine. Our victory over the warring triad is complete. An impossible feat had we not been blessed with your cooperation. Let us not forget the efforts of Regula van Hydrus and his men. Without their noble sacrifice, the demon would have awoken for sooner and had possessed of far more formidable energies. The bodies of the fallen now accompany the survivors and on the return journey to Garlemald. 'Tis known that the Imperials recognize no god, yet they would honor the dead in their own fashion. And when next we meet, our fleeting alliance will surely be forgotten. 'Twas an interesting exchange nonetheless. They spoke of their present ruler as a man who values self-sufficiency. Varys befriended Regula in their youth, it seems, and was highly impressed by his martial prowess. 'Tis common knowledge that Regula's rise to legatus was in great part advocated by the Emperor himself. Regula freely admitted his shortcomings when it came to politics, and it was Varys' unconditional support that served to win his undying fealty. One does not expect such tales of comradeship to lurk beneath the Emperor's iron exterior. Contrary to all expectations, the man died a hero. Witnessing the way you all leapt into danger without hesitation, it would seem that I am surrounded by heroes. And yet, my own actions were aught but heroic. I have not the qualities nor the character to stand at the warrior of light's side. What a curious thing to say. Are you truly concerned that you do not measure up to some arbitrary requirement? If you knew the path I walked to reach this place, then you would understand why I doubt myself so. Return with me to the Rising Stones, and I shall tell you of it. Yeah. Gotta love 14. With your victory over Zervan, the warring triad is finally defeated. I am afraid, however, that mine own efforts have often been more hindrance than help, and you and your fellow Scions deserve to hear the reasons behind my actions. I promise to tell you of my journey, of who I am, of where I am from. The truth is, I am not of this world. I was born of a different star, a child whose power of the echo was too feeble to save his dying world. A child who, unlike you, never became a warrior of light. When all I knew stood on the brink of destruction, I was yet half grown. Had I been born but a handful of years earlier, history may have written a different tale. The seeds of other heroes that have yet to fully sprout may not have withered and perished. The star I failed to save is known to you now as the Void. Oh wow, okay. Though Yo knew not that I spoke of my homeland, I have explained to her before the cause of its ruin. A magic was devised to contain a defeated primal's might within a stone known as Urusite, and the energies which fled from this imperfect vessel gradually corrupted the champions who wielded it. These heroes became slaves to an insatiable hunger for ether, eventually transforming into hideous fiends, and none who clung to the faint traces of light were strong enough to oppose them. The demons next turned upon each other in a war which drained the land's ether in ever greater amounts, until one day the star was suddenly swallowed in a flood of darkness, an entire world unmade in an instant. The void scent you encountered here in this realm are the twisted remnants of once mortal beings who gnaw on what motes of life force remain. And as I lay dying, beaten and broken in my failed last stand, 'twas a white-robed Ascian who found my tormented spirit and bore me away to the rift betwixt worlds. Elidibus has been my master ever since. At my mentor's feet did I learn of the nature of reality, of the existence of mirrored worlds and the eternal struggle between dark and light. Sudden and overwhelming superiority for either side will shatter the balance, and the world will in question be returned to the void by a calamity beyond imagining. As the self-appointed custodian of this balance, my master warned me that the source, the first of all worlds, slips perilously close to oblivion. what spirit did this master prefer such a warning? A benevolent gesture or veiled threat? To these questions and more do I mean to coax forth answers. Yet no matter his intention, the Heideland doth teeter on a knife's edge is an undeniable truth. Knowing this, what choice was given you to make? I chose to join my master, and act as his instrument on this star. The tragedy that befell my home cannot be repeated. I will see this world saved. And yet I hesitated at the most crucial of moments. What right have I to stand alongside a true warrior of light? In thine own words, thou wert called before thy time, and I affirm that thou dwellest overmuch on the question of what maketh a hero. The search for the answer leaveth thee paralyzed by doubt. Heed me, Master Unkaha, thou needest not believe thyself a hero to perform great deeds. 'Tis the deed itself which earneth thee the hero's mantle. Aye, the ideals you hold can be less important than having faith to act upon them. Ragula's loyalty to the Emperor guided his actions until the last, and though we did not see eye to eye on many things, his final deeds can be called not less than heroic. Personally, I find that faith in my companions allows me to act unhindered by uncertainty. I know that should I ever falter, Yo and the others will be there to support me, or steer me back onto the right path if needed. I see. In the days leading up to my world's destruction, I was entirely alone. I never knew what it was to have such comrades. I cannot imagine the loneliness you must have felt, but look around you now, Unkaha. You're not alone anymore. Welcome to the silence of the seventh dawn. Oh, word? He's a Scion man? That's cool. I will fulfill my promise to save this world, and when I stumble, I shall be glad to have your hands there to steady me. My apologies. This is difficult for me, for so long have I spoken from behind a mask. We should all feel comfortable speaking without such concealments. I should hope you appreciate the irony of that statement, Arianje. Word. Okay. A pleasure as always, Yo. What would you ask of me? I have already revealed to you my secrets of my origin, and in the spirit of the friendship you have offered me, I shall endeavor to remain open and truthful from this point forward. We must have trust between us. Pray permit me to remove my mask when we speak thus in private. As I once explained, I was Wait. Okay. I was told there was more like me, young and touched by the echo, but the darkness consumed all air and we learned of each other's existence. Even the servants of power which annihilated my world felt fine not to salvage the emptiness which remained. Such a tale you have heard from me before, but I feel the story bears supreme. Think of it as a mantra, a warning that you might avoid the same terrible fate. 'Tis fortune, however, that this world is bountiful where mine own was found wanting. You have become the hero that I never was, strengthened and steadied by your companions in the science of the seventh dawn. And now, more than ever, I am certain that my journey to your star was inevitable, that we are all drawn in and drawn outward by the brilliance of your unwavering light. That's cool, you get like a little secret cutscene. Is it the same each time? Okay. Ah yes, the beings the Allegans dubbed icons. How much have we yet to learn? Precisely how they stand apart from primals we have yet to determine. If they were summoned in a similar manner, then who was responsible? And how have they managed to endure for millennia? We have gained some understanding of the dark divinity's true nature, yet he is one of many, and far from the most powerful. The warring triad whom the Allegans imprisoned within the centrifugal crystal engine of their research facility concerned me most of all. Their infinite power is beyond comprehension. When they release into this world, unimaginable destruction would ensue. Simply put, that cannot be allowed to happen. The very fate of star hangs in the balance. Fortunate we are, then, that you have risen to the challenge, warrior of light. Your triumphs over the primals are an inspiration, a shining example that future generations would be wise to follow. I have thus decided to keep a detailed history of your battles against the warring triad. The journal will be available to you here should you ever wish to pursue its pages and reflect upon your deeds. Okay. Okay, you know me. Gotta get all the dialogue. Well, that's a long stream. That's gonna do it for me this time. I might stream later tonight, but for now, have a good one, and thanks for watching.